Satnam and welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind and this is your channel for grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. I am very excited today. We're going to talk about the astrology of the week, but I'm very excited because I have a couple of really fun announcements to make. So before we dive into that, thank you for being here. Hello, Diane. Hello, Shauna. Hello, Ashley. Hello, Linda. Hello, Rebecca. Welcome in. If you are here watching live, make sure to say hi in the chats. Also, thank you. We have actually officially reached 6,000 subscribers on the channel, which is really fun. I realized yesterday that's when that happened. So that new moon in Taurus definitely turning the page on that area. I love it. Also, I want to invite you to subscribe if you're just now finding yourself coming into the awareness of this channel. If you like the content, I did the ceremony yesterday for the new moon in Taurus. It was amazing. So check it out if you missed it. The reading was really cool. So it was a really positive energy that came through for that. And also download my free moon astrology guide, which will tell you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. It enters you into my email list, and I send out a weekly moon magic report with the horoscope for the week. And you definitely want to make sure you're on the list for that, because I am going to be going out of town this weekend, and I will be I won't know if I'll be able to do live broadcasts. I am going to try my best, but I'm going to be traveling to Egypt. I definitely won't be doing live stuff in Egypt. And then through the end of May, I'm going to be in Los Angeles, and I'll be broadcasting from there. But for the next couple of weeks, it's going to be a little quiet. So make sure that you are on the email list so you at least get the weekly forecast. The other announcement that I am so excited to make today is that the book Seasons and Stargates, your annual astrology guide for 2025 and 2026 is now available. So the ebook version is ready, and the paperback copy version has been submitted. And so it takes them 3 to 5 days, according to them, to send the approval. And once it's been approved and all the proofreading stuff happens on their end, then they can make it available for purchase. So basically we're just a few days until the actual paperback copy is available, and I am so freaking excited. So at first it'll be available directly through the publishing company, and then it'll be available eventually on Amazon. So if you do live outside of the United States, make sure you get the ebook. I mean, I kind of recommend everybody gets the ebook because you'll have a copy on your phone or on your iPad, which is amazing. So I can actually show you what it actually looks like. So this is the book, the ebook version, and it will basically, it's the whole book just on your iPad. It is God, it's so crazy to finally see it. It's been for fucking ever. Oh my God. But anyways, this is so freaking fun. So basically each chapter has the season, the ruling energies, the information about the astrological season and the importance of that. It also has the transits of the season per season. So the whole month, all the dates, the transits and the meaning of the transits. And it goes into the astrology of the month, and it gives you insight into what happens throughout the month astrologically. And then there's a channeled message for each of the new and full moons for each month, each season. Tells you what degree the moon is on, what day is happening, stargates, chakra, system of the body, the gene key, and the human design gate and line. And then it has a tarot spread for each season that you can do. You can pull 5 cards for each season, and it gives you the instructions on how to do that, which essential oil you want to use or oils you want to use for each season, which crystal you want to work with for the season, and a self-love ritual for each season. This is like the best. And then a journal entry for the season. So the embodiment workbook has now been included in the main book, which is super exciting. And then basically that it repeats itself for every season. So the ebook is amazing because you can access it like from wherever you are. It's a little bit hard to read on the phone, so definitely iPad. It would be the better way to look at it, but you can always like zoom in on the phone as well. But anyways, that is so freaking exciting. So to purchase the ebook, there's a link in the description below, but you can go to my website, click on Seasons and Stargates. You can also choose to get notified when the official paper copy comes out, so that you can actually order that. And on the website, it gives you like what the book is about and all the information that you need. So of course, holy moly, finally, I am so freaking excited that this is finally out. And also, don't forget to check out our Sedona retreat, which is happening June 5th. Through the 8th. There's an application process, but it's super casual. I really just want to get to know you a little bit better. And I can send you the invitation to actually officially sign up and the information after you fill out the application. But we're going to be going on some freaking epic hikes. The entire event is going to be created and designed around the astrology that we're going to be experiencing for the time that we're there. We're going to have sound baths. We're going to have like yoga, meditation, kundalini workshops. We're going to go swimming in the river. They're going to do outdoor activities, as well as indoor activities, and a cacao ceremony at the very end on the last day, actually at this exact location in this picture. And you can see how freaking magical it is. Sedona is this like epic vortex. This is Cathedral Rock. This is my favorite vortex. Drum journeys in nature. And yes. Oh, we're also going to be making malas. We're going to do a mala making workshop, which actually is included in the retreat. So if you are curious, come join us. We're going to have so much freaking fun. I love Sedona. Anyways, yes, I am getting more and more excited as we get closer to the day. I bought a whole set of singing bowls, which I will be premiering at the retreat. We're going to do sound baths. So I have my gong. I have my singing bowls now. I have all the instruments that I play. That is so much fun to do that. So there's going to be both like relaxation, meditation, like every aspect that you can imagine we'll do together at this event. So excited. All right, let's hop on over to the astrology of the week and look at what we got going on. So right now, believe it or not, I actually sent out the email for the Seasons and Stargates book a little while ago, like not that long ago, like maybe like 30 minutes ago or something like that. And I knew this was going to happen, this transit of the moon and Uranus conjuncting on Algol. I was like, dude, you know what? I love it. And I'm going to use that. I'm going to use it because Algol is the beginning of the darkness to light portal. And when the moon enters Gemini, so basically the moon starts the week off with a conjunction to Uranus. So like, it's exciting, right? It's like exciting new things. It can be unexpected. It can be like a little wild and crazy, but it's exciting. I feel this to be a positive thing, especially after we had this really intense new moon in Taurus yesterday. Like we just barely came out of it. So now the moon is now waxing crescent. And so once we're on the other side, I feel that we're like going to start to feel a little bit of a release from that intensity of the Mars opposition to Pluto, although it's still there. It's still with an orb. The sun is still with an orb, T-squaring it, but at least now we're on the other side of it. And that new moon was definitely like a turning of the page. So that's really good. So today it's like there's a little bit of exciting energy. I feel it and I like it. And we are entering the darkness to light portal, which eventually ends on a very beautiful conjunction to the Alcyone star at 0 degrees of Gemini with the moon. And we'll see when that's going to happen exactly. But let's hop on over to tomorrow, where you see basically tonight into tomorrow, we'll see that conjunction to Alcyone. And we get to April 29th. And we see Venus on Pegasus. So these are a lot of stargates. There's a lot of stargates this week. So Venus makes a conjunction to Pegasus. She's getting ready to go into Aries, which is actually really exciting as well. And it's about elevating ourselves up to the heavens, getting on Pegasus, the horse, the strength, and the wings flapping up and taking us up and above, right? The intense earthly energies. For a moment, we like get our wings and fly. She's also excited, Venus, because she's going to be done making conjunctions to Saturn, which have not been the most comfortable. They never are, really. You know, it's in Pisces and it's nice and everything, but I think we're ready to move on. And she's coming back into Aries. So remember, she had her star point in Aries at the beginning of Aries season. And so now we revisit that theme, but this time she's now already the morning star. She's, you know, in her phase where she gets brighter and brighter every morning, and she's reminding us of a new dawn, like a new day dawns. I kept saying that that's the meaning of this, and it's exciting because Aries is about us. It's about the self. And with Neptune in Aries, this is the big theme of this entire year, and it'll move into next year as well, because both Neptune and Saturn will go back into Pisces for a little bit, and then they'll officially go into Aries again next year. Actually, next Pisces season. I just got done with the book, so I've been looking at freaking the astrology for the whole freaking year. And I promise next year, I shouldn't make promises, but I'll make a promise. I'm just kidding. But next year, the book's going to be on time. You know what? I surrendered. All right. So tomorrow, the other Stargate that's happening is the moon on Orion, which is also very exciting transit. It's aligning with like higher vibrational knowledge and knowing and connecting to the Akashic of the universe. And Orion's energy calls us to be the warrior, you know, to embody the hero truly. Then we get to the 30th, and this is the day where Venus officially enters into Aries once again. She is not fully out of post shadow, but she's very excited to go back and experience this energy again. She's at least direct now and ready for like, okay, I got it. I think I figured out, you know, what I need to do. And the focus is now passion, creativity, a new beginning. And that's going to be happening on Wednesday. And we continue moving forward to May 1st, which is the traditional celebration of Beltane. And that's really exciting. It's the celebration of fertility, like life, earth reawakening. It's beautiful. This week we're exactly halfway through spring season, and we really start to see like the flowering of the life, you know, the plants, the animals are coming out, and nature's really kind of reawakening right now. So we celebrate that this week, and that's another really auspicious thing that's happening. But when we get to May 1st, we see a sextile from Uranus to the North Node, which is by design a trine to the South Node, and he is on Algol. So that is the demon star, the Medusa star. But again, it's the beginning of from the darkness to the light. And it's really important because he's actually going to move directly through and get all the way to Gemini. And then he'll retrograde back into Taurus, but he's doing his little dance now. He's getting ready for the whole Gemini dance. So this one is significant, this trine and sextile to the nodes. realign yourself, get ready, because we are moving from the darkness to the light, and the deep and powerful changes that we've been feeling are going to start to be more apparent and more real and more in our face as he gets closer and closer to Gemini. On this day as well, the moon makes a conjunction to the Sirius Stargate, which is, moon in Cancer. She's at her best. She feels good here. Yeah, it can be emotional, but at the same time, it's a strong energy for the moon. Sirius is in tropical astrology, it's in Cancer. And that's going to happen on Thursday. So you can see like the tone of this week is definitely lighter, more exciting than the energy of last week, like 100%. The only thing that brings in a little bit of funkiness is the next big aspect happens on Sunday. So we basically end the week. The moon will finish Taurus, go through Gemini, go through Cancer, and then at the end of the week, she'll be in the sign of Leo. And that'll be the square, the first quarter square. So by the end of the week, we reach the first quarter square. It's a challenging energy that calls us to readjust. It's like the first quarter square, you got to make any adjustments that are needed along the path. And remember, we're on the path that I'm talking about is the lunar path, which started obviously yesterday with the new moon. So we check in halfway through and we make sure that we are still aligned. And Moon in Leo is all about the heart, shining our light, stepping into the light, being comfortable with the light. But the fixed energy squares can also be a little intense. However, whenever there is squares, these are opportunities to change and act and move forward. Without the squares, we wouldn't feel that energy at all. So this is the day, though, that ends all planets direct. So the planets have been all direct. They're going to continue to be all direct this week. And we see our first retrograde on Sunday where Pluto goes retrograde. So Pluto is the planet of death, change, and transformation. And when and ultimate liberation, because remember, there's always a rebirth. There's always the rainbow, the sun always comes out after the storm. And the retrograde of Pluto brings his frequency of that death, transformation, energy into the more internal space. So then we're doing we start to do the internal work. All of the retrogrades just bring the energy more personal. It becomes, instead of like all this going on in the outside environment, the tune changes to like, okay, we're going within. We're going deeper within. And that is going to begin on Sunday, where also the moon on that day will be in the Ursa Major stargates, which again is about light frequency. So a lot of lighter energy stargates this week, some of the most powerful ones, to be completely honest. The darkness to light portal, Orion, Sirius, Ursa Major, and eventually the moon will continue moving forward. And the week after that, so we'll be about halfway through, and then the week after that, we're going to be on a waxing gibbous moon where she'll be getting ready for her full moon phase in the sign of Scorpio. And I will make I'm going to try to create the weekly and like pre-record it for next week and maybe the couple weeks after that. But I'm not going to guarantee it because again, I have so much going on. I have to pack. I have to like finish doing all this stuff. Like I just got done with the book, but I will be for sure 100% creating the astrology video for the Scorpio full moon. So you guys can have that information while I'm gone. And I will premiere that video so you can prepare for that. It's going to be a very intense and powerful full moon. So that is the flow of the week. It feels a little bit lighter. It feels better. And I am feeling very positive, much more positive than I was feeling this weekend, including yesterday, but also I've just been so freaking busy, like non-stop readings, that my body is reaching like the point of like uh burnout. And so, oh my God, you have no idea how excited I am to have a break from doing readings every day. I love it, but holy guacamole, it's a lot. So, let's take a look at what the intuitive message is for this week for us as the moon waxes crescent. From the deep depths of the cosmic mind, I hear a whisper. This whisper calls us inward towards our essence. A light begins to glimmer at the center of our heart. This is the light of unity, the all-knowing wisdom of the One. Through this door, we open the gates of the Akashic, the magical flower of life. We see our duality. We recognize our sacred trinity. We begin to witness infinite possibilities as we become the observer and the observed. A powerful and luminescent light engulfs our being, and we feel many dimensions all at once. We enter the Akashic records, protected and loved by all star beings that have accessed these portals before. The records are now open. May wisdom flow. May understanding descend. And may we be blessed with the light of love. All right. Let's see what these cards want to tell us. What is the energy for the week? What do we need to know for the week? All right, so we've got some recurring themes coming up. Let me reset this because I'm not able to see the chat right now, and I know you guys are commenting, so I'm going to just reset it for a second. There we go. Now I can see it. Hello, Ashley. Hello, Steve. Hello, Shauna. Hello, Rebecca. Hello, Sticks and Stones. Bernadine, welcome, welcome. That Akashic prayer is the prayer that I channeled to open up the Akashic records. Yes, I did talk about Venus entering Aries. Okay, so we get the Devil card reversed. So I'm going to pull a clarifier for that because essentially like that card will mean that there's some resistance to dealing with addictions. The Devil card itself, upright, is the addictions are present and we need to deal with them. We're getting a lot of cards from last week's reading, which is interesting. I think essentially we are revisiting some themes. Honestly, like I feel like this is like my message would be don't fall back to the old energies. There is grief, so dealing with grief because of it feels like a loss. Whenever you do any type of healing, whenever you face your fears, it always feels like there is truly a part of you that is dying. And so you have to grieve the lost parts, is what I'm getting. We have to grieve the lost parts. And here comes the positive message. So the Judgment card and the Two of Wands. So this is Pluto. So this is the card of, the liberation. It's the last judgment. It's we have processed. So I feel like this is the work that we have been doing, and because we've been doing this work, now we are on this end of it and we're done. Like, this to me is like, this is the end, right? Like, this is the resurrection. This is when we like wake up and come out of our cave. We feel like, okay, what are we going to do next? So we're coming out of the cave this week. Remember that yesterday when I did the new moon reading that we got the I just blanked out. I had it in my mind. Well, we got the sun card. I remember that. And we also got the hermit reverse, which means the hermit period is over. So this also resembles this energy. And now that it's done, we're done doing the work, we're coming out, right? The trumpet is singing and it's like, wake up from the death, right? Wake up from the gnarly death ritual, and look forward. There are things to look forward to. You have the whole world in your hands, says this card. You're overlooking and seeing what's possible. What can I create? What can I manifest? It's a good outlook. It's a positive outlook on the future. And you hold the key to creating. Wisdom from the ancestors, the strength card. This is grace under pressure. This card will always be grace under pressure for me. It's being in your comfortable center, being anchored. This also connects me to the energy of the Sphinx. This is also the Leo card. So trust your heart, and the moon will eventually move into Leo this week and will square the sun. And the square to the sun is important when the moon is in Leo, because there's a little bit of like a mutual reception going on with the moon and this week and the sun, because the sun in Taurus is where the moon would be exalted, and the moon in Leo is where the sun would be in dignity. So the square is actually going to be a very positive shift. So we are finally like really fully anchoring ourselves into the heart space, dropping from the head to the heart and embodying that energy of the grace under pressure. This is a really positive message. So I am grateful. So let's see what animal spirit wants to work with us today. We got 3, so we're just going to go with it. And it just so happens, is there a 4th one here? Do I feel a 4th card? Feels like there's a 4th card, but there's not. So all water animals, the whale, the turtle, and the stingray. So these are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energies. So the whale is connecting to the song of the spirit. The turtle is the ancestors, and the stingray is about growing a spine and the chakras. So starting with the whale. The whale is the desire to delve deeper. It's also about profound peace and ancient wisdom. Love that. The whale represents profound emotional health and stability. Whale personalities are not afraid of emotional expression or traversing difficult terrain. And remember, the moon will be moving through Cancer this week. As they have overcome many challenges in their lives, these experiences have enriched them, given them stability, strength, and a depth that is rare. Whale energy is usually linked to the feminine forces of compassion and communication. We can depend on whale personalities when all else seems lost and trust them to be a beacon in our darkest hour. So delving deeper, finding a sense of profound peace, ancient wisdom, and listen to the song. It's the song of the universe and the song of the ancestors. The turtle. Ancient soul, again, ancient soul energy, grounded, trusting, at home in the self. This is like helping us anchor through the Taurus energy. It is wonderful to be in the presence of a turtle personality. Like the beaver, the turtle has a strong relationship with the earth and water elements simultaneously. This helps to ground and connect them to the deeper truths of life, no matter where their travels lead them. Turtle energy is behind all great writers and storytellers as they collect life experiences under their shells for later use. The most potent turtle energy helps us close all the other books and begin to tell our own true tale. And I remember saying something sometime this weekend, maybe it was in the broadcast yesterday, about how we're turning the page. We are totally turning the page. So that confirms that. And then the stingray, developing confidence, right? The strength card, sense of self or a spine. The stingray card represents a pivotal point in personal growth. The moment has come when the stingray must decide between the old, that would be the devil card, easy, comfortable, and familiar, and the new, challenging, uncomfortable, and unfamiliar, and that would be the judgment card, the waking up, the stepping into purpose. Pressure from family and friends makes the decision even more complicated. No matter what choice is made now, it's inevitable that this dilemma will surface again and again as the force of Dharma growing within the stingray is too strong to ignore. So this is basically about listening to our ancient wisdom, both with the whale and with the turtle. It's about listening to our song, moving at a steady pace forward, but moving. Slow and steady wins the race, and connecting to true Dharma and knowing where we don't have a solid foundation so that we can step into more confidence, right? The strength card, and experience and embody that energy of the grace under pressure. So to recap, heavy work has been done. We've gone through a lot. Emotions are still lingering. We're doing like the ultimate clearing, but the heavy work is done because we have reached the moment of awakening from the slumber, coming out of the cave, coming out of the box, right? And resurrecting. We now have an opportunity to look forward. So we can finally look forward and maybe not focus so much on the past, but the possibilities that are currently available to us. What can you create? What can you manifest? The world is in your hands. We're stepping into our strength and embodying grace under pressure as we tap into our ancient wisdom, ancestors, and learn to become stronger on our path so we can fully embody our Dharma, our purpose. What a beautiful message. Definitely fits. And I'm excited for this week. So, if you missed the announcements, the Seasons and Stargates ebook is now available, and you can enter your email to make sure you get notified when the paperback copy is available for purchase. But if you're like, I can't wait for the paperback, then get the ebook. I recommend having both available to you so you can take it with you wherever you go. Seasons and Stargates is the annual astrology guide for 2025 and 2026. So it literally has the astrology of the entire year until next Aries season. So I can't freaking wait for you guys to check it out because it has a lot of information, a lot more information than it did last year. I combined the embodiment workbook within the main book. So all these activities for every season, and I guide you through the whole year. So thank you, 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 thank you. I hope you guys have an amazing week. And maybe also we'll see you in Sedona in June. Sat Nam, and see you guys next time.